Hi, Jenny here. Today I'm in the mood for a little bit of a sweet treat, so I thought I would try to make a healthier version of chocolate chip cookie. So today we are going to make chickpea chocolate chip cookie bars. Let's get started. For this recipe we are going to need 1 can of chickpeas drained, half a cup of peanut butter, half a cup of maple syrup, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 cup plus some extras of chocolate chips. First we will drain and rinse our chickpeas. So I have them in a nice little colander. I've drained the juice off of them. Now I'm going to rinse them, and as you'll be able to see, chickpeas come with a little bit of the skin over them, and you want to take that off the chickpeas and toss it. In our food processor with the regular blade on there, we are then going to go ahead and mix up all of our ingredients except for the chocolate chips. Those will fold in, otherwise they'll get a little mushy. So our rinsed chickpeas. If you didn't get all of the skins off, that's okay. Again, they'll be ground up. It's just without the skins makes it a little bit easier to digest. And a little less chewy depending on what you're doing with your chickpeas. Sometimes when you're making soups and stuff, otherwise you have those skins floating around, and it's just nicer to have them off. So baking soda, our salt, we added our maple syrup, we add our peanut butter, my little handy dandy Alton Brown push cup measurer. Are any of you old enough? I don't know if there's repeats on or not. Have you watched the show Good Eats? I think it was one of the ones back, probably when Food Network either started. Alton Brown had that show Good Eats. It was more scientific-y based. I thought that was pretty awesome. Alright, and we're just going to grind this up then until it's like a dough mixture. Okay. Don't. It's pretty smooth. It's pretty doughy. Pretty liquidy. I'll see how it goes. Part of the recipe said that if you wanted a little bit of a thicker dough, to add some oats in there. I thought, well, I wanted to try the original recipe first, and then I'll make one with oats. I would have made both, but I only had 1 can of chickpeas. So I was like, oh, let me try both of them. Actually, let's get the blade out. Make sure I don't hit the hole in the middle. It's the only thing about taking the blades out when I'm doing stuff. It's like, do you really, can you do that? Because isn't the stuff not going to then fall through that middle hole? Alright, I'll just mix our chocolate chips in. Alright, prepare our pan. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and then in an 8x8 pan, we are going to spray the bottom, or else you could put some parchment paper in there. And we will just pour our batter in. I've not made cookies with the chickpeas before. I'm trying to think what I've made with chickpeas besides soup. I've had chickpeas in my soup. I think I made the, I tried making some meringues with the, it's called the aquafaba, the chickpea juice. They turned out kind of sticky. They were kind of eh. I was going to try to make those again too with a proper recipe. I made them, I think I made them once before too. I made some chocolate meringues from a recipe from one of my Wisconsin Energy cookie books that they put out every year. And that's the recipe my daughter has used, even she's made hers for work and stuff, and they just come out more flat. They don't come out like in that meringue shape. They're not real stiff. So again, I don't know if I just don't beat the eggs long enough. So I'm just kind of a hobby cook. I'm not a real cook. I haven't had cooking lessons. I had cake baking class once. I was learning about frosting. Cake decorating, I guess. That's why I learned about the frosting. But otherwise, I just learn as I go. My mom had me cooking from little on, but again, it's just something to do, kind of what you do with your kids when they're young and stuff, make big cookies. And so I got into that. I really liked to do that, so I made a lot of cookies when I was a teenager. I made cakes and things, and then obviously here, my kiddos kind of wanted, I don't know, they've cooked a few things with me. They weren't totally interested. I did have, I know Mandy took a cooking class, but I don't remember if it was through Girl Scouts, what we had her doing. And then Cassie just, she likes the meringues. As far as baking goes, even cooking other meals, she'll heat up other stuff for herself. But as far as actual cooking, chopping up vegetables and all that, yeah, my girls haven't really done that. It's good and the bad about them being away right now. They're both in South Korea. And one of them has her own apartment. She's teaching there right now. I don't think she's used her stove. See, the thing there too is that for the stove over there, they actually have to turn on the gas to the stove every time they want to use it. So there is the gas piping going to the stove, and she has to actually turn the knob on to get the gas to go, to get the stove to start. And then when she's done cooking, she'll have to turn that knob off again. So I think she's kind of worried too. She doesn't want to forget. She doesn't want to do that. So she has a microwave. She will heat things up in the microwave. All right, let me rinse my hand. Okay, and then we will sprinkle a few extra chocolate chips back on top. Doesn't look too bad. It looks fairly full and even with chocolate chips, but can't really have too many chocolate chips as far as I'm concerned. So we'll put a few more on top. Yeah, but I'm thinking that's about one of the things they'll miss when they get home. You know, they can go out and they've had good meals out where they've had their, you know, meats and vegetables and stuff. Otherwise, the soups they get are kind of like the ramen-y type soups they can heat in the microwave. There's porridge and things, but also when they're home, mom and dad cook, so they don't have to worry about cooking, cleaning up. They get fed, good food. They just have to be served. Oh, who doesn't like that too, right? So many different foods. I'm like, yeah, if that were just plopped right in front of me, I would eat that. But for me to go ahead and make it myself sometimes, it's like, oh, it takes so much energy. In any case, oven just beeped. It is all preheated. So there we go. We have our chocolate chips on top. We will now bake this for 20 minutes. Dun, Dun dun dun. Timer is beeping. 20 minutes is up. Smells good. Smell chocolate. Let's see. Ooh, still looks a little soft. So I can put it in there for like 5 more minutes. I let this go for about 15 more minutes. I kept checking it at the 5-minute marks. After 10 minutes it was solid, but I thought, okay, I want it to go then 5 more minutes. So now it's not jiggly or anything. So that's how we want it. We will let that cool a little bit and then cut it up. Okay, the chickpea chocolate chip cookie bars are done, maybe? Recipe said to cook them for 20 minutes. It was still jiggling, so it was no way done. I cooked it for an extra 15. It was no longer jiggling. It looked done. It looked like a chocolate chip cookie, so I let it cool. And I just went to cut it up now, and it doesn't look done on the inside. It's very soft. It kind of almost crumbled apart when trying to cut it up. The I don't know if I can show it, if you'll see it on here or not. It's just, it's holding its shape. It's not falling out, but it's just real, I don't know. It looks real wet still in there. Like I said, trying to cut it, it was kind of falling apart. I was just trying to cut the pieces like cookie was coming up with it. So I did just restart my oven, and I will cook it a little longer. I didn't want it to burn. It was smelling like it was done, and I didn't want like the chocolate on top to burn. But I will cook it longer, and I'll leave notes in the description below if that helped or not, or what. In any case, I figure, well, let's see how it tastes. I don't know how much different it's going to taste if it's done. There's no egg or anything in here, so as far as being safe, I mean, it's fine if it's underdone. Tastes chocolatey. The top part is nice and crunchy. It's like a cookie. But the middle part is it's all just real soft. I don't know, consistency of like Jello or something that's just real smooth. Not like how a cookie should be. It's just like a tad not done. And to the sweetness of the chocolate and the maple syrup, it's good. I don't taste the chickpeas. It doesn't, it doesn't taste like a chickpea. It tastes like chocolate. So it tastes okay. So just as long as if I could get the consistency of more of a cookie, where maybe I could actually even hold it in my hand and try to eat it, that wouldn't happen with this one. So we'll see. Taste-wise, it's good. This would be one of those that would just need to be a little bit tweaked, I think, to make it be a little better. In any case, I'll leave the recipe down below. Let me know if you try it, how you tweak it, how it comes out for you. Let me know if you've ever used chickpeas for a cookie before. Like I said, I'm trying to think if I've used chickpeas before in some other recipe. Like I know I've made a black bean brownie. I don't think that had chickpeas in it. I thought I've ground up I've made hummus. That's what I've done. Like I know I put chickpeas in my food processor. What did I make? I made hummus. That turned out really good too. So in any case, I'm still gonna finish enjoying my snack. You guys keep it positive. Go make it a great day. Bye bye.